People, check it out. The Beeline Entertainment, LLC, is proudly sponsored by Dubby. That's right, get more Dubby. That genderless energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB, and get 10% off your order today. Get more Dubby, get more power.
Attention to the East Coast film industry community.
Brand new events coming to the Bedford Film Festival. For information on sponsorship, location, and much more, visit bedfordfilmfest.com. People, check out my girls Lady Faye and Mello Supremo over on the Allegedly Credible podcast. That's right, it's an amazing show. They got a lot of personality, two friends talking it up. You know what it's about. Check it out today. People, what's good? What's happening? What's going on? Yeah, it's Brian B, and we back at it, yeah. Yo, listen, I'm freaking excited. The entertainment show is finally kicking back off with some music, man. We got musical guests coming on. If you guys have, we've had a couple of bands come on and really getting like a different kind of genre. We haven't had a lot of rock and stuff like that. But as you can see, we got a screen on the screen, and she's beautiful sitting here just waiting for us. We're going to get to know her today and get to know some new music. But yo, listen, before we do all of that, I had to sit there and, thank you guys for coming on. It is the Yellow and Black Show. It is a Thursday night. It is 9 o'clock. We got the sponsors that you guys just saw. Make sure that you get that dubby. Yo, you guys are also saying we're definitely taking on some more sponsors. Thank you guys so much for everybody who's been following us. It's a brand new month. Man, we ready to go. I'm super amped up. You know how time it is, man. It's Thursday night. Listen, we got the entertainment show, because the entertainment show is the place where, people come on and they talk about things, and, they say what they want to do. They say what they're doing. They say what they're going to do. But usually the entertainment show is the place where you come on and show. That's right, yo, it's me, Brian B. Let's go.
Let's make some noise.
Brian B. Show off, baby.
Fight.
This movie right here.
Signed to a local hot label, Big on Records.
Want to do it later. Now.
It's the B-line. It's the B-line. It's the B-line. E-N-T.
Yes, that's right. You see what's going down. Yo, listen, guys, I know I keep saying it. We're going to have the new introduction. I know the introduction is it's super aged at this point, man. We've had that introduction since the beginning. We have a brand new introduction that's going to be so great. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So many different show-off segments we've had, since we've been doing the show. But if you haven't already, make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we going places, baby. We got it going. Yo, check it out. All right, we got a guest on the screen. I can't make her wait. It's not nice making young women wait. So we're gonna go ahead and get to know Miss Gigi here, calling out of Miami, Florida. She with the group GLAZER Girl. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Miss Gigi. What's going on, Gigi? How you doing?
How you doing?
Woo, I'm good.
Rocking it.
Yeah, this is me.
Rock and roll, who'd you go? Rock and roll, who'd you go? My kid would sing on the back seat. But anyway, how are you?
I'm good, yo. You showing off early. Listen, I love it.
It's just what it is. I'm a little warm in Miami, so
Yeah.
We get a little rowdy. The temperature gets us going.
There you go. Listen, it's not a bad thing. You ready for summer?
I'm ready to jump in the pool after this.
Listen, man, I wish I had a pool to jump in. Yo, it's starting to get warm again. Unfortunately, I like wearing my hoodies and stuff like that. I got a bunch of different hoodies that we rep for the show. We got that merch still. You guys go check it out. But yeah, it's definitely starting to bring in that summertime. But one thing that comes with summertime is the new music that's coming out and the new songs and songs on the radio and different things like that. And I do understand you have some new music that we are going to talk about today. So Gigi, let me go ahead and just start here. Usually on the show, we just have people come on and let's just start with the introduction portion. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Gigi, known as GLAZER Girl. Have been since 2009 on the music scene. Just rocking it hard with a new EP called Mothership, and I'll be releasing that in May. And we've had 4 of the 5 singles come out already. Very exciting stuff. Really well written, very well produced. I'm excited about it. You should be excited about it.
Oh,
What more do you want to know? Please
That's right. Okay, cool. You sound like we on a hotline. Like
yes, it's the 976. How are you?
There you go. Yeah, listen, we love it. Yo, but Gigi, yeah, so that's awesome. So, I did hear you say since you've been a GLAZER girl since 2009. So how did you get started?
Back in my day, back in the day of MySpace, I'm actually in the glass industry. I'm a general contractor by trade.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a GLAZER girl.
GLAZER girl.
In MySpace time, yes, it's not bukkake porn. So in my in MySpace days, it was just a question. I was looking for a name. I'm like, oh, GLAZER girl, glass chick. Couldn't you? Oh, I'll go with GLAZER girl, which caused a lot of problems and some very long friendships as a result of that, because people have things to say.
Okay.
So the name stuck, and I've had it ever since, and I own the name, and I'm like, okay. So my bandmates in the last band started calling me Gigi, so I ran with the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Listen, you got to make sure whatever, if it sticks, it sticks. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting name. I like the the art, the graphics and stuff like that in the back.
Thank you.
A lot of dynamic there. So so you have you had your band, and what does your band consist of? How many people?
I'm actually just putting together a band right now for this album, because when this was recorded, everything was produced, and I was determining how I was going to present it. If I was going to go with, let's say, someone, it depends on the kind of show, if you're going to need just backing tracks or if you're going to need a physical band.
Yeah.
So right now I'm actually in the process of putting together GLAZER Girl. I have my bass player already. I have a guitarist who I'm working with, and the drummer right now I've been talking to. So this is all in a process. This has all been happening very quickly.
Listen, I definitely know what it's like. My uncle's a drummer. He drums with a with a band. They actually tour. Louis Vega and the Elements of Life. I've talked about him before on the show. I've been in music my whole life, so I definitely understand. There's nothing like when you go to a live show and they're playing live music with the band and everything in the background. It's no experience like it, I love it. I'm not a fan of the concerts where the guys just have the microphone and they're just singing and talking on stage. Nah, I want to hear that real, the liveness of it with all the instruments doing their part while you're there. I love it so much.
You got to remember things. This is Miami, and they have things that come up in March, like Calle Ocho. Things like that, you're not going to necessarily be seeing bands. You're going to see probably more backing tracks, only because you got to keep things moving.
Got it. That makes sense.
But that's a different element. That's more like a reggaeton scene.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Rock and roll, where if you're coming in to release an album, you're going to have a band behind you. That's the way to do it. And it's more fun.
Yeah.
You want to have a team that you want to hang out with.
Very true. Yeah, it's awesome being able to play different events, go to different shows, network. I mean, kind of like even with this podcasting thing, like we've met so many different people, just musicians, talent, different people all together.
Right.
It's one of the best parts of all these industries and entertainment. But so you guys are working on, that's your EP that you have now. I think earlier you were saying you had a couple songs already done. Is that correct?
The EP hasn't been released as a complete item. We've been doing it I have been putting it out as singles. So about every 6 to 8 weeks, I've put out a different single. We're doing very, very well with our streaming at this time. Awesome. The singles individually are very exciting, and then as a whole, it's going to be fantastic. And I'm looking forward to presenting that. Yeah. But right now, you do have 4 of them that are out. The most recent one being "Don't Weep."
Got you. Okay, perfect. And what was some of the? Are you also the writer of these songs?
The producer of the music is George Pond from Disciples of Verity. I, obviously confer with him what we're going to do. And then as far as lyricism and lyrical melodies, those are mine.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you pretty much arrange the music how you would like to sing it and stuff like that. Are you
Right.
the only? Are you the only singer that's in the band?
Yes, sir.
Front stage header. Listen, bro, I've seen some
How I
fights.
roll.
I've seen some fights over people who want to take the charge, man. That's why being in a band is challenging because sometimes you have those those egos that kind of press each other. Have you? I know you said you're bringing the band together, but I think you said before you had some other people that was in the band with you, or
No, I fronted a metal band about 3 years ago, and
got you.
we're all friends, and everybody's gone different ways. But that was called Union Cane, but it was pre-COVID, and when the shit hit the fan,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all those venues, all those opportunities, it's not that the well dried up, it's just that the fear just ruined everything.
Yeah. We know it here, man. We kind of started in COVID, so we were dealing with a lot of people. And like I said, we were been in music, so I know people who had record deals and stuff like that, and they literally it halted their process altogether. So
Well,
yeah, we know definitely.
live music for like festivals.
Yeah, that's gotta really
That
suck.
was just completely taken off the table, and there are a lot of places that were open for a really long time that shut down because they just couldn't hold anymore. People weren't coming in. It
Yeah,
was a problem.
yeah, definitely glad we're getting back to normal a little bit now, and be able to get back out, man. I love it. We went out this weekend and we just had a great time just being out and about and not worrying about anything. You don't see people with masks like it's Resident Evil and shit around. Tired of that life, yo. What's the trouble? I'm ready to get out. And then you in Miami? Have you always been from Miami?
No, I'm actually from the Northeast, like everybody else down here, but
Oh,
I've been
really?
here since 1975.
What
And I had a
part?
brief stint in Washington, D.C. when I went to school. What part? I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. Okay. I don't think we ever had anybody from Connecticut on the show.
There you go, the
Yet.
land of allergies.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, shit. The only thing I know about Connecticut is Vince McMahon and WWE.
But it's
That's
actually
it.
very beautiful there. I have a lot of family up there. It's gorgeous. It's
Yeah,
just, it's quiet.
got you.
I didn't really grow up there. I came here when I was little. When
Oh,
I was
okay.
a wee lass. A wee lassie.
That's what's up. Yeah. You said you were in the movie Lassie?
No! I
Oh,
said when I was a wee lass, when I was a little
we
girl.
last.
I
Oh,
came
thought
to
you said
Florida.
you were in Lassie.
1975.
Holy shit.
Yes, so is Timmy's fell in the well?
That's
Okay,
back in the
but,
day shit. I'm like,
no.
got it. So you definitely started there. Let's go ahead and transition to that a little bit. So you definitely play, you said hard rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Now it's not, we've had a couple of metal bands that were coming on, and the metal is like that really going in.
I don't do Cookie Monster music. Mine is always melodic. I refuse. No, there's nothing wrong with it. Some people who are amazing with that.
Yeah.
I think
They
Ginger's
are.
outrageous. She's unbelievable. Or
Yeah.
if you look at in this moment, look at their singer Maria. She's fantastic. What a talent.
Got
But
it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's just not how I write.
Got it.
Not
What
my
were some
bag.
of your inspirations? Like, what are the people that you grew up listening to that kind of got you into it?
Most of them are dead. Chris Cornell,
Okay.
Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, Dio. I named one of my cats after Ronnie James Dio. I grew up on Billy Joel and Prince. Right?
Okay. I know those two.
There's a little, radius of a spectrum.
Yeah.
I listen to everything and nothing specifically. It's
Got you.
just if I enjoy it. For example, if I'm listening like Alice Cooper, he had this one particular song that just I loved how the lyrics flowed. Poison, it's da 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 da. It just flowed in a certain way, and it's just exciting to me. So if you wrote a good story or you had really good flow, not just your hooks. I mean, you need those. You need that so people are singing it. But I listen to the writers. Some people only listen to the rock and roll. And so music is really, twofold. What's your bag? Do you want to hear what I have to say? or do you just want to hear the music and the sound, and you'll take the lyrics because they're there.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenges with music today. I think a lot of people just kind of want to hear the sound, and I think a lot of people are also not really even trying to put a lot of like the lyrics together to where it's like, you deliver a hard message. At least in a lot of music that I know is getting pumped out lately. The beat,
Mine are all messages, actually. Mine are all
that's
stories.
awesome. That's
They're
awesome.
all stories. They're stories that either people have told me. I'm sorry, sometimes there's a cat running by.
That's cool.
Sometimes someone will tell me a story. Sometimes I'll overhear stories. Whatever inspires me is what's going to write it. But I've noticed as of late, the things that I put out are currently based on truths on people's lives.
Got you.
And
Gigi,
if it moves me.
Let me ask you. So you said since MySpace days. Now 2009. I mean, so we're looking at what, almost 14 years that you've been doing this, or have you been doing it even earlier than that?
Oh, we're not going to count when I was singing in the choir at Hebrew School, but
that's where it started, though. Okay.
Or when I was in rock ensemble in high school, where we had an amazing director, Doug Burris, who passed away about 7-8 years ago. He was phenomenal. He was wheelchair bound, and man, he could direct a room like nobody's business.
That's awesome.
All the students helped him, and they would put on shows, and you would have state events that you could go to and compete, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Your classmates would vote for you in terms of, who they wanted recognized for certain things. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But that was high school. In college, it was like 10 seconds of my life. I was in band for about 10 seconds, and then I was kicked out because I had an attitude problem. And, those things happen. How do I make the notifications go away on here? Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it too much.
But and then when you come to now, in 2009 on MySpace, actually, I was getting divorced in 2008, and so at that point, I joined a rock band. Isn't that what everybody does?
Good times, yeah.
Right? Like 6 months before I got divorced. So, and I did that for a while. We played the bar scene.
Yeah.
And then life has its changes, and I went off scene for about 5-6 years. I didn't do anything, and then I came back about 4 years ago.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Like you said, that's one thing, man. Life, you can't stop life from happening around, like, what you're doing.
Nope.
Did you ever have like a position where, you guys were, getting looked at by a label or any kind of record deals or anything like that? Or
that didn't happen as yet. However, I will tell you, back in 2019, when I started with Union Cane, we had a really great opportunity to open for a small national at a metal festival that was supposed to occur up in Tennessee. And then COVID hit. Oh, we're going to move it to this date. And we had to see if they were it. And then it was a different band. And then it just never, it was the snowball effect went in the other direction. We were really making momentum. We were getting some attention. We were a local band. We had an opportunity with a booking agent up in Tennessee. They were going to bring us up, and, we were going to be, there'd be 17, 18 bands playing, and we would be the ones right before the main act.
Gotcha.
So we'd open for them. And then it just, fell apart. Bandmates were kind of like, I'm not having fun anymore. And they, then you realize it's not just music, it's also a business. Music is a business.
That's
as much as you want to have fun, that with what you're doing right now is a business. You're drawing attention to your wares.
Very, very true.
So it just didn't pan out with them. I'm still friends with everybody. And I just had to take this route, and I kind of was in the doldrums for like 6-7 months. What was I going to do? What was going to be my next plan of action? And I'm like, you know what? I've got things I've written. I'd like to put them out into the world. And I was talking to my friend George, who's also in the glass industry, but up in New Jersey. And his band was signed by Cleopatra Records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but we became friends, and then we were talking. I said, listen, George, I'd really like to do this. Can you help me with this thing? And we worked on it together, and here you are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, one big thing you said, we've talked about it on the show a bunch of times with different guests that we've had, is a businessman. And even though it's something that's fun, like music and this and that, or even like this podcasting thing here,
right?
Literally, everything comes down to how you handle business and if you're taking it seriously. We're kind of dealing with that now with trying to network with different people and speak with different people. And some people are just literally just doing this because they want to in their basement, and it's easy
Yeah.
to do. You know what I'm saying? Like even with music now.
I don't even know how they do that. I was like, oh wow, how do I podcast? It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like it's
crazy.
a thing here. It's a definite thing, but I give you a lot of credit for putting it together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's definitely work, man. I literally only do this now, which I'm so blessed to say.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I love it.
See,
Yeah, our
what was
company is
I
doing
saying to
well.
you? It's a business. Everything's a business.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got one thing I want to ask you is, we don't have too many female artists that come on the show, especially
Really?
like rock and roll. So let me ask you, we had a somebody, you ever heard of hyper pop? I think it's new. It's like a new, genre of music. We had an artist, Miss Mars the girl. She came on and she was real dope. She had a nice sound. It was something different that I never heard before. But I never heard of hyper pop, and it was like it's like
I
this
don't
is
know
what's
what that is. I'm
happening.
sorry.
Yeah, it's new genres are branching up, and I guess people are kind of diving into different markets and exploring different things, which is great. You know what I mean? Like you literally can have a new sound or have something new to try to listen to or adapt to, which is awesome. It's a great
Rock and
experience.
roll is now active rock. It's a different name for it, modern rock, and it's not the modern rock of the early '80s. When you had these poppy little rock groups that weren't really rock. It just was like or English modern rock. But
Yeah,
it's a different thing. It's active rock, it's hard, it's loud, it's louder probably than what we're, from
yeah.
before. And overseas I've been told this is modern rock what I do. I'm kind of like I believe that you can play hard, but you still should be beautiful in your sound.
Okay, gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
important to me that you can enjoy the voice, you can enjoy the message.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, being a female, rock artist, like like you were just saying, if you started like a little bit. Well, I'm not even sure if that's even later because it was still kind of changing. Have you
But
ever had like crazy experiences? Like rockers have a no history, whether it be like groupies and dealing with different people throwing their panties on the stage and shit. Like, have you had some wild, some
I've
crazy?
had the people who will message me asking for sweaty undergarments after the gym because they want to sniff them. I
Fucking
just,
crazy.
they'll pay me for them. And I'm like, no, no.
Listen,
Believe it or not, I'm actually conservative and my parents were Orthodox,
yeah,
so yeah. So Papa's gone about 6 years now, and
that's rough.
Mom is not doing super hot, but she's my biggest fan, so I can do
That's
whatever I
awesome.
want. She'll be excited.
That's awesome. That's
That's
really
why the
awesome.
album's named for her. That's why it's Mothership, because she's the mothership of the family. She's the
Beautiful.
center of the familial universe, and she's going through crisis right now. And I wanted to celebrate her with one of the songs and one of the videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, much power to your moms for sure. Definitely much power to you. That's beautiful. Definitely. Yeah, I wanted to ask because it's just definitely like in my head I have the idea. Like I said, I'm as far as rock goes. I mean, I'm an R&B guy. I'm a hip hop. I like everything too. Pop. I do everything. But when I do my rock and roll, I'm listening to you know
Sorry.
ACDC. I'm listening to a
Right?
whole bunch of different stuff like that. And that's what I
Bruce
like.
Priest.
Yeah. All of that different. Of course, I can't think of this. Disturbed. I like a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm
Yeah.
also a wrestling fan, so I like the entrance music to the wrestlers and stuff. So that's like my big thing. But
Oh my God, I used
rockers.
to watch the WWF,
Yeah,
WWE. This was
yeah.
like, this is like, when Roddy Piper was on. That's when Andre the Giant was on. So I've just
Back in
dated
the day.
myself terribly. Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yep.
That's when I was watching it. But I was a little person, like I
Yeah.
said, a wee lass when I was watching. I
Yeah.
think I was like 10 when I was watching that.
Yep. Yeah. I come from those days too. It's hard to believe I'm a little baby face, but shit, I'm pushing 40, so we doing well. But it's just great, to have the sound of rock. and know that it's rock, because it was such a powerful thing when rock was introduced. Where you sticking it to the man, whatever you want to call it, like, it was its
Sticking it to
own.
the man.
Telling you, like, that's what rock and roll was when it came out, though. When it was like, yo, I want to go against the machine. I had another artist on. We were literally talking about like people like Rage Against the Machine, and I forgot what else he was saying, but he had a group too. But they were a metal band, and but I like you said, I like the sound, yo. Like one of my favorite rock and roll songs is AC/DC. Riding on the highway, looking for some thrills, then on and then be. Listen, I long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Listen, bro, that's my shit, yo. I love stuff like I got that shit in my thing right now. Like, I love stuff like that. So when I hear rock now, that's my comparison. You know what I mean? That's why it's difficult to try to, like, what are you trying to listen to? Because you could play me some bullshit and I'm like, listen, that's rock? I'm like, all right, I don't know about that.
I recently started listening to 70s music.
Really?
And no, that's like left field, right?
Hey, listen.
But there's some cool stuff there that just, could be made more interesting. I'm sure like Guar probably got their hands on it or something.
Gotcha.
But they did a remake of She Bop by Cyndi Lauper, which is one of my favorite Cyndi Lauper songs. I have so much fun with that, and I was like, Guar did this? Oh my god! Well, if they could do it, I could do it. So I think music can have a message. I think music can have beauty, and I think that hard rock can still be like the cross between the old school and the current. There's a lot of room there, and obviously you're telling me about some hyper pop, which sounds like I don't know, something scary. I have no idea. Illness, God forbid. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's new. I don't know.
It's cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. You'll have to
see.
send me a recommendation.
I've never heard anybody else on it except for the one girl that I interviewed. But I'll be honest, I didn't really look. But she introduced me to it, and sometimes people do goofy shit and they sit there and they'll just create something themselves and try to make it seem like it's a thing. But that's how things start, so you can't knock anybody.
Well, when grunge came in the 90s and Nirvana popped out, and all of a sudden the world went from glam rock to flannel and the unwashed masses.
That's right. Red Hot Chili Peppers and all that shit. Yeah. Listen, I remember that was my time. The 90s was my time, man. The best time ever. I still stick to it. The 90s was the best time out of them all. The 80s, people say the 80s.
80s and 90s. They're both great. And actually, I mean, I picked out Lane Staley and Chris Cornell's influences. They're 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. They are. Yeah, that's really dope. But listen, Gigi, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I definitely appreciate you coming on and talking about your album and stuff like that. One more time for the for the viewers out there. What's the name of the album? What are the songs that are released currently?
Currently, you're going to find on the EP is called Mothership, and the songs that are out right now currently is Don't Weep, which is actually about domestic violence. Amnesia of Me, which is about the loss of the self, and it was actually based on Alzheimer's. You have The Liar's Way, which is the I love you, but I like you more than I love you, and I see you falling, so run!
Oh, okay.
I'm having a senior moment right now where I can't even think of my own music at the moment.
No, that's okay.
And The Kingdom, which is actually kind of like a worship song. It's non-denominational, but it's really about, and you could even line dance to it, but it's hard rock. And you can actually, it's about getting away from things and technology and being more spiritual and coming back to family and paying attention to each other. I have a lyric video for it, which is kind of creepy, but it points out how we're mesmerized by the green screen, by the television, by the computer. If you remember Tomorrowland, I think it was called Tomorrowland, in Disney World as a child, they were raving, oh, look at or Futureland, whatever it was. The kids have their computer on the kitchen table, and the family is smiling. And the other one's in the bedroom with their feet, locked behind them while they're looking at this video screen. We look at today, kids don't even know how to talk to each other. So The Kingdom is about getting back to who we are and getting more spiritual. I threw in a little bit from Old Testament as well as New, but it's really for anybody.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 that are out right now. They're doing very, very well. It's only been like 3 months. I'm streaming over 212,000 streams so far, probably in the top 65% of Spotify at the moment.
That's awesome.
I'm working on things to do some actual videos. I only have one video out, and that was only because it was for my mom, to be honest with you, so we can remember when, you know, she could still do certain things. But
awesome.
as far as a rock song, the music is phenomenal. It's really great.
That's awesome.
Check out Mothership. It's on all streaming platforms.
Yes, Beeline, you know me.
GLAZER
I'm definitely
girl.
gonna. I'll have everything in the description so you can check out Gigi here. I like the messages. I love the thought process behind the music. I love that. Lets you know. It's also good to hear, like when you watch a interview like this and then somebody hears it and they're like, wait a second, I want to go check that out. And then hearing you say like your mentality for when the song was like written and done, what you were thinking, the process behind it.
Right.
It gives you something to listen for when you're listening to it, and it kind of connects you with it a little
deeper.
deeper.
The last song, when that comes out, that is going to be, wow. The last song is actually a story of a friend of mine. It happens to pertain to gun violence. I'm really not a political person. It just kind of fell that way, where it's a metaphor for a situation where my friend was 4 years old and he found a gun in his mother's garden. The song's called Chili Flower. He pointed it at his brother. Thankfully did not shoot him. But it had to do with like where you live and the zoning that goes on, you know, gas station on one side of the wall, and you have a house and your mom's trying to make it lovely with flowers. So it's called Chili Flower. That's going to be an amazing song. They all sound different. They're all really, really cool. I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it.
Yeah,
I'd love
for sure.
you to check out GLAZER Girl. The album's going to be great. I have other singles that I'm working on right now that I got to go record that are not necessarily going to be on the EP, but I enjoy people's stories, and I miss a lot of storytelling in music today. I think it's important to kind of get back to it.
Yes, I totally agree with that one. I think that there's a lot of substance in music needs to be revisited because you miss it, man. You do miss it. You can jam to something all day, but when you start hearing them songs that you go through a breakup or after you go through a loss or, you know, or just a really happy time, you need that shit, man. It's important.
Breakup songs, yeah.
Remember that? You don't have it. Not even make love songs anymore. Everybody wants to talk about taking your girl and.
I don't know. I have friends who are still listening to Barry White and Stephanie Mills, so you know it's still there for the you know the R&B hotness of it. I personally found, you know, like Depeche Mode and Metallica's Black Album, you know, very sexy to me. So you know, we all have things.
Yeah, no, not definitely. Hey, Gigi, thank you so much for coming on the line with us today.
Thank you for having.
No, anytime. Yeah, definitely. Definitely gonna look out for your EP. Can't wait for it to drop, and I want to check out the songs. I'm gonna go listen to the stuff on Spotify now. Beeline, putting everything into the description. Make sure you follow Miss Gigi. Definitely seems like a very big personality. And I'm sure you're going to have more to come. Congratulations on all your success that you've had so far.
Thank you. You as well, Mr. Full-Time. Look at you now.
Thank you. I'm loving it, man. I love this so much. I love this so much. But V-Line, listen, it's been another one here. Thank you guys so much for the support, all the love. Keep checking us out. We have so much more to come this week. I hope you guys have been enjoying the interviews on the web show as well as here, the Live in the Line, the Wrestle Talk. Listen, we got so much going on. I'm not slowing down. Miss Gigi's not slowing down. Bye! Until next time, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, because this is the V-Line Entertainment, the place where you come on and show up. That's right, yo. We get at you.